Okay, we're live. Hey, everybody. Diana and Mary here with Diana Renee Homes, powered by Keller Williams Real Estate. And we are here with Bill. He is here to talk with us about solar for our Lunch and Learn today. Welcome, Bill. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. I hope I can enlighten you on solar.
We're very excited. There's a lot of myths and legends out there about solar and some inaccurate information. So it's great to have you on and be able to inform our audience. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Bill.
Well, been married to my wife, Julie, for 27 years. Between us, we have 3 boys and 3 grandkids. I spent 24 years with Verizon as a system performance engineer. And to describe what I did when you dropped a call, it was my fault.
Oh, okay.
And I had to fix it. So that was fun. They offered me a outstanding severance package. So I decided to retire and do something different with my life.
Awesome. And what made you, why solar?
Actually, I did not choose solar. When I was looking for work after Verizon, I was generally finding just what I was doing previously, but with a contractor, and I didn't want to do that. So I started studying some IT certificates and teaching myself to code in Python. And I just got a call out of the blue to give this person a call at Echelon Solar, and they thought that with my technical background, I might be a good fit for a solar representative. So I thought I gave it a shot. We've had solar for 6 years now, more than satisfied with it. I've been saving money from day one, and I thought it's something I could probably do really well.
Awesome. Well,
that's great, Bill. Thanks for sharing today with us. There's a lot of information people really want to know about.
Well, good.
So it is a lunch and learn. So we are going to talk about our lunches. I made a boom boom chicken, and the recipe link will be below. I did modify it to make it gluten-free, of course, which is actually pretty easy to do. You know, if you kind of know where the gluten hides, which is actually in a lot of stuff. So check the recipe out below. And if you want some more information on what I modified to make it gluten-free, just put a comment below and I'll send you the recipe that I created.
Nice.
Mary, what are you eating?
I'm having a gluten-free tortilla from Mission. They're pretty good. Chicken and vegetables. But I'm also having my daily Kavita tangerine today.
I'm having my daily Red Bull too. But
gluten-free.
But it is gluten-free.
There you go.
Lunch.
Well, I guess it's my turn. Well, I'm having carbonara from Conamore here in Corona. It's owned by friends of mine, Donna and Alfredo, and it's Italy on a plate. It's an amazing place. Because of the COVID situation, they've gotten more into catering, and now they're making their own desserts. And I haven't had their cheesecake yet, but I heard it's to die for.
Ooh, nice.
Well, hey, thank you for supporting the small businesses here in Corona. So I know a lot of folks are struggling. So anytime that we as a community can support them, you know, it's important to do that.
It's a great restaurant, and they're great people. So it was a no-brainer when I was asked to what am I going to eat?
So Bill, let's start at the beginning for everybody who doesn't understand how solar works, what it is. If you could just give us an explanation of, basic explanation of what is solar?
Okay, well, solar is the conversion of sunlight into electricity. So the sun shines on your solar panels and it converts the sunlight into DC electricity. That's the type of electricity that it's used in a battery, like in your cell phone or anything with a battery. And then from there, it goes to an inverter, which is on the side of your wall, and that converts the electricity from DC to AC. And the AC electricity is what's provided by your power company. And that's how it serves your house. Another part of it is what's called net metering. And if you look outside of your house, you'll see your meter. It's the glass dome with the wheel in it. And depending on what you have going on in the summertime, if you have your pool filter going and your air conditioning running, it's going to run pretty fast. But with net metering, they put in a new meter that will spin both ways. So during the day, while you're producing electricity and you're not using it all, it puts the electricity back on the grid and Edison can resell it. And that just adds to the savings that you get from solar.
Does Edison give you that money back for your unused electricity?
Well, they will if you, at the end of the your billing cycle, which is a year, if you have a residual, they will give you money back. But normally what's done is it's, if you remember rollover minutes in the cell industry, it sort of runs like that. So if you feed in power during the day, and then when it's dark and you need power from the grid, it will, they'll sell you back that power at the lower rates.
Okay.
Because also part of what's going on is Edison is moving everyone to a time of use system where you're going to be charged by the time when you use your electricity, not how much electricity that you use. So during the hours of about 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock, you're going to be charged the most for electricity, and that's when everybody's home.
Right.
So
That's what they told me.
Sure.
yeah, so you'll sell it at high rates, but you buy it back at lower rates, and that's very helpful.
Mm-hmm. Explain the financing on solar. So I know that people can purchase solar or they can lease solar.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any, like, what's the difference other than the obvious, right? But if you could explain how the financing works.
Okay, well, let me start with the industry as a whole. There are so many solar companies out there. There's hundreds just in Southern California, and it just becomes white noise. One of the things that after I talked to the people at Echelon, what prompted me to go with them is that they want to differentiate themselves with customer service. They want to give the customer the best experience and a seamless experience as possible to convert over to solar. And with that, we've partnered with two of the leading the leading installer and the leading power company in the industry, and that's Freedom Forever and Sunrun. When you use a PPA, which is basically your solar panels become your power company, Sunrun monitors that, and you're charged a set amount per kilowatt hour, and Sunrun sends you the bill. And it's much less. You can save in some instances more than half of what you're currently paying for solar. And then with the financing, we've been able to leverage ourselves to where we're getting the best interest rates of anybody in solar, which is 1.49%. And actually right now, the way things are going, I recommend buying the solar outright, because at 1.49%, you can save even more money than you would with a PPA.
The PPA is the lease.
Well, it's like a lease. Really what you're doing was when you convert to solar, whether you use the PPA or you buy it, you're just changing power companies. You know, the way the power companies work and the cable companies work is that they're a monopoly in an area. The California Public Utilities Commission sort of designates certain areas to certain companies. So there's no competition. And if you look at your electric bill lately, it continues to go up. Well, like satellite was 15 years ago, solar is now, where it's an alternative to the monopolies that currently exist.
Right.
Well, Bill, what is the life expectancy of the solar panels?
Well, we warrant our solar panels for 25 years.
Okay.
And the solar panels, everything is solid state. There are no moving parts except for the fans in the inverter. And I've yet to hear of anyone having to replace a solar panel or an inverter. My concern was, as an engineer, when I first got solar, was the inverter, because it's on the west side of my house, and that's the hottest part of our home. And there's been no issue.
Okay.
So the components themselves are pretty robust.
So if you were to purchase the panels what's the benefit of purchasing it rather than leasing it? And
Well, right
versa?
now, because the interest rates are so low, it's just price. Our PPAs are for 25 years. The 1.49% finance rate is a 20-year loan. So you're just going to pay less by purchasing it at this point in time. When we had our solar installed, the interest rates were much higher. So it was more economically beneficial for us to go with the PPA because they were cheaper at the time. But as incentives started rolling out from the feds and from the state, it became cheaper and cheaper to get solar. And now the interest rates are low enough to where I think they supersede what you can get with the PPA. But either way, you're going to save money.
Okay, real quick, thank you everybody for joining us. We really appreciate it. Please like our page. Any information that we're talking about, you can check the links. And then we do have a question. Do we have to change any of the wiring in the house in order?
No, you do not. Everything is done from the outside, and the only thing that needs to be changed out is your meter.
Okay, awesome. So back to the financing. So if you were to purchase it, is the service the same? Like purchase it where you?
Yes.
Okay.
Sunrun would still monitor your electricity. You would get a online hub where you can see what your panels are producing on a daily basis, just like if you were to go with the PPA with Sunrun.
So because we're realtors, of course, this question comes, if you are going to sell your house, how does that work with the solar?
Well, with the PPA, Sunrun has a program to where you can transfer the PPA to a new owner twice. So the original owner can transfer the PPA to the next owner, and that owner could transfer it to a third owner over the course of the 25 years that it's enacted. And what I just recently found out is that our finance partner, Sunlight, they'll let you transfer your loan to the next owner of your home if you don't buy it out. So that's something that would have to be worked out between the realtors and the buyers, whether they want the panels bought out or have the the loan transferred over to them. And it would still be the same, the rest of the loan, however many years are left, at the same price that the current owner's paying now.
So if you can only transfer it twice, what happens if that third owner wants to sell? What happens to them?
That hasn't come up yet. I don't know. That would be, I would assume, somewhat of a rare instance over the course of 25 years, I would think. But as realtors, I'm sure you have seen that situation. I really don't know. What I'll do is I'll research that, and I'll send that in to you so you could put it in the comments below.
Yeah, that would be great. Just because you never know, right? If you buy a house and all of a sudden you're transferred to another state, you move, and now there's this solar panel situation.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Sunrun foresaw that or not. I think they felt safe with 3 owners, but I will research that because it's something I hadn't thought of either. I figured in 25 years, 3 owners of a home is pretty good.
Mhm. Hey, I want to thank Jason and Penny for joining us. Let us know if you guys have any questions. Oh, and Keith, welcome, Keith. And we actually do have another question. How long until solar roof tiles are at a reasonable price?
Well, really, solar roof tiles are at a reasonable price now. The problem with the Tesla tiles, though, is they're not nearly as efficient as the solar panels. And from what I understand, I don't work directly with Tesla equipment because, well, with the tiles anyway, because Solar City has exclusivity on Tesla because Tesla bought them. That it's somewhat difficult. They're kind of hard to work with sometimes, especially when it's time to sell. I agree. The roof tiles look great, but the new designs for the solar panels are a lot lower on your roof line. We have them now where they're all black, so it just looks like a big sheet of glass on your roof line, and they don't look as obtrusive as they used to.
Yeah, technology is getting better and better. From a real estate standpoint, for the most part, transferring the lease is relatively easy. I'm happy to hear now that you can transfer the loan. You didn't used to be able to do that. Some companies are easier to work with than others. But I mean, primarily for the most part, escrow deals with it. There is a little bit of seller and buyer intervention there. What's your experience been, Mary, as far as getting those leases and transferred?
Well, they're definitely an extra step.
Just more work for us. That's all.
Right.
Don't mind.
Right, no big deal. So Bill, how often do you need maintenance on the panels? What do you need to do? What does that entail?
Hose them off maybe once a month, once a quarter. That's about it. I know there's window cleaning companies that will clean your solar panels for about $100. You really don't need it. They're coated with sort of like Rain-X, but a little bit more industrial strength to where the water just runs off and it repels dust pretty well. Maybe after a fire where we get a lot of ash in the air, it's a good time to hose them off, but that's really all they need.
Okay.
Hey, Bill, what are the upfront costs with solar?
Well, absolutely nothing.
Wow.
California has what they call as an RPS mandate, and it was a bill that was passed in 2006. And what they're doing is they want to be 100% renewable energy by 2045. And by doing that, they are offering incentives. And one of the incentives are to bring everything up front is free. permitting, engineering, labor. The whole installation is free, so you're just switching power companies. The downside of it is if you haven't switched, there's a little fee that's on your Edison bill called new system generation charge, and you're being charged to support the people that are getting free solar up front. And most people don't know that, and it's written in the bill that to get this money that the consumer will be charged for it. So Edison doesn't have a lot of out of pocket to contribute, and it's a 2.4 billion 10-year bill, but I'm sure it will be renewed. There's also another thing to consider is that the tax credits are soon going away. They're 26% this year in 2020. In 2021, they're going down to 22%. And I believe they're going away in 2022. So there is a federal bill that was passed by Congress during the Obama administration that the Senate had squashed. So I believe that with Joe Biden coming in as president, that bill will be pushed through again. And if the Democrats win the majority in the Congress, that bill will be pushed through. For the most part, it won't mean anything to us in California because we're one of the more aggressive states to embrace renewable energy. But what I think will happen is that it'll bring back tax credits on the federal level to incentivize people even more to get it.
Awesome. Hey, we have another question, Bill. Before we take it, real quick, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your support. We hope that you are getting a lot out of this Lunch and Learn with Bill. Please take a moment to like our business page. We would sure appreciate it. This is a great question. Can solar power charge an electric car?
Ooh, that's good.
It can. Yeah, during the day it can. Actually, Edison, I know with their time of use plan, there is a new plan that is made for electric cars. But yes, you can produce enough electricity from a solar system to charge your electric vehicle.
Awesome. So I am actually going to be getting solar with Bill as soon as I have a minute to actually do it. So he's pretty funny. I asked him to remind me every week that, hey, don't forget you're getting solar. So he sends me a text every week. Don't forget you're getting solar this week. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Well, thank you, Bill, so much for joining us. Hold on. We got another question. Okay. Is there any with radiation from solar? Like, I guess, yeah. Can you get radiated?
No, solar is completely passive. There is actually, that's a good question for me, being an RF engineer for 20 years. What any electric device produces, it's called EME. That's electric magnetic emissions, and they're measured, and it's all the same whether you're using your cell phone, your hair dryer, your television. They all produce a certain amount of EME. There is EME produced at the inverter, but it's at completely safe levels, probably safer than your cell phone.
Awesome. Yeah, that we have right next to our head.
It's actually pretty safe. You get a lot more EME coming from your hair dryer and from your microwave and your toaster. They produce a lot of EME, but it's all at very, very safe levels.
Great.
There are some great environmental benefits to solar for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, there is. The sun is our greatest sustainable energy source.
I agree.
it's going to run out, but I think we can withstand, a billion years.
Yeah.
So we have nothing to worry about. The system's completely passive. It just absorbs the sunlight and converts it. So yeah, it's clean as clean could be.
Well, thank you for joining us, Bill. For all our viewers out there that are considering getting solar, what are 3 tips that you can give them?
Don't necessarily go with the first company you talk to. Different, like I said, there's so many solar companies out there. It becomes white noise. When we got our solar, I actually talked to 3 different companies. And at that time, my point was to save money today. And only the company that was working with Sunrun was able to do that for me. So decide what you want. If you want to go with the PPA and you only want to pay 18 cents a kilowatt hour, stick with that. If you want to get the 1.49% financing rate and the company you're talking to can't give you that because not all companies can, stick with that. Talk to someone else. But do allow them to come into the house and talk to you because they will not give you your numbers without sitting in the home or doing a Zoom meeting with you. The second thing is make sure that your system is designed for at least 90% of your daily consumption. What we try to do is design to 100%, and then the net metering is just gravy on the side, so where you can get money at the end of your billing cycle. And the third thing is you're paying for solar now through your electric bill. So all you're going to do is save money. This is why I do it, because I'm not a salesperson. I've never fancied myself to be one, but I don't look at this as sales. I look at it, I'm just helping people save money, because even if you got the worst deal that a solar company can offer you, you're still going to save money over what you're paying now for electricity.
Awesome. Thank you. Those are great tips. Hey guys, if you want more information about solar, give Bill a call. We're going to put his info in the comments below. I reached out, well, Bill and I knew each other from before, but he had reached out to me, told me he was, working for a solar company. And he did a presentation for me. I was very impressed. He gave me a lot of information. Very, very smart guy, very willing to help. So please reach out to him with any questions that you have. We work with a lot of different people, a lot of different vendors and service vendors. Bill is very sharp. I highly recommend him. So give him a call with any of the questions that you guys have. Next week, we have a very special guest, Santa Claus.
Hey.
Will be on our Lunch and Learn next week. We're very excited for him. So please reach out to your friends. Let them know we want to get all the kids on, and you can take 30 minutes to ask Santa questions and tell him everything you want. All right, guys, well, have a wonderful rest of your day. And don't forget to like our page and give Bill a call. Take care, everybody.
Thank
Bye,
you, everyone.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Thanks, Bill.